Hello, everyone. It's Coach Cary here. Welcome to day 8 of 100 days of self-improvement. And today, what I want to talk about is sleep. How important is sleep to your success? And I'm going to tell you about my own personal journey this year of how important sleep was. But before I get into that, we are on a 100-day journey of self-improvement. So on day 100, we want to see you guys healthier, wealthier, and happier than you were on day one. In order to do that, we're sharing with you some tips, educating you on what you can do to improve in these three areas, and then taking action, encouraging you to take action to change, to eliminate some bad habits, to start some new ones that are better, and to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. So that's what we're doing over these 100 days. Today we're talking about sleep because sleep is so important for our success. Just a reminder, tomorrow on Saturday, we're going to do coffee with Coach Cary Saturday morning, and then we're going to do a happy hour for the first time in the afternoon. So subscribe to our channel on YouTube, on Instagram and Twitter, and then we're going to be posting when we're going to be live doing those the coffee get together, the happy hour, and we'll be answering your questions. So if you have any questions, please type them in the chat or in the comments. We'd be happy to talk about those things and answer your questions. Also, a reminder that we have a masterclass coming up, and this masterclass is going to be on Tuesday. And at the masterclass, we're going to be talking about decluttering and reorganizing. And this is early in the 100-day process. So really what we want to do is clean up any bad habits. And so if you have any things that are cluttering up your time, cluttering up your space, just that are unnecessary, we've been talking about those over the last few days. We're going to do a masterclass on Tuesday. And that masterclass is going to be an in-depth look at how you can make some changes that way. There is a fee for this masterclass. You can go to Eventbrite and get a ticket for that, or just click on the link in our show notes or in our bio, and then you're going to see webinars and events, and that'll take you over to Eventbrite. So pretty easy to get over there. And today, I want to talk about sleep. So how important is sleep to productivity and to your health? Well, as a health professional, I know how important it is to health. And often I tell my patients, when they first come in to see me, make sure you're getting enough sleep, because sleep is a very important part of our lives. It's about a third of our time of what we do. The brain has master glands in it, the pituitary and the pineal gland. And these glands are master glands at regulating the cycles and the rhythms of the body. And the one in particular I'm talking about is the circadian rhythm, which is a 24-hour cycle that resets itself. And sleep is very important for that. In fact, the deeper you get into sleep, the different stages, to the point where you're sleeping, you're getting into REM sleep, it's very good to reset the body and the brain so that the body can heal and the brain can be refreshed. So it's very important. There's a lot of research coming out just saying there's a lot of toxins in the brain, waste products that are being carried away, and the brain's chemistry is being refreshed when we're in sleep. So just going to turn my camera back on here, and I'm going to go to the next slide. And so why is sleep so important? Sorry, guys, I'm kind of blocking this. So I'm going to just try and move this over on YouTube. There we go. Just put that in the corner. So why is sleep so important? And so we kind of just talked about why sleep is so important. How much sleep do you need is the next question we want to answer. And we need about 7 to 9 hours. I know some people say they can get less than 7 hours. Some people say they need more than 9 hours. But there's some research saying if you get less than 7 hours, you'll become sleep deprived. And there's some reasons why people get less sleep. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. If you're getting more than 9 hours, it could indicate that maybe there's some other issues going on, like some depression or some other types of issues. So 7 to 9 hours seems like it's the sweet spot. I just read some research this week saying for dementia, it's not good to get too little sleep, but it's not good to get too much sleep either. It was an article that I was reading online. So 7 to 9 hours is kind of the sweet spot. If you're not getting 7 to 9 hours, it's important to take some naps. And that was my last point here. But taking naps is important because sleep is cumulative. And if you get some naps in, it's going to help restore the sleep. It's like putting money in the bank, building up your bank account. If you take some naps, you need to add $8 a day, and you only have 6, then taking a 2-hour nap is going to add $2 more into the bank account. So sleep is cumulative, and it is important to take some naps if you're not getting the proper amount of sleep. So how can you get a better sleep? There's a few tips I have for you, and I learned these tips during my 100-day journey to lose weight. And earlier this year, I was able to lose 30 pounds in 100 days. And actually, I journaled it and then wrote a book about it called The 100-Day Diet. It's on Amazon. You can get it in ebook, paperback, and on audio as well, on Audible at Amazon. So I did research sleep. It was one of the first things I researched because I thought sleep would be important to me. And what I found out was pretty amazing. And I started to do the things that I found out, and it did lead to better sleep. And I was just thinking about this today, doing this webinar, how's my sleep been in the last few days? And it's been excellent. And I think it's because there's a number of things that I do now that I didn't used to do. One is if I want to go to bed at a certain time. So I'm an early to bed and early riser. So if I want to get to sleep around, let's say 10:30, I'll start to wind things down around 9:30 now. So an hour before you want to fall asleep, you should start winding things down. And what I mean by winding things down is you want to decrease the lighting in the room. So you want to darken the room. And that starts to produce melatonin in the brain. So you want to get the brain's chemistry going and get it ready for sleep. You want to decrease the temperature in the room you're going to be sleeping in. And you want to do that by decreasing 1 to 2 degrees Celsius or 2 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's going to decrease the temperature, which is more conducive to sleep. And there's research on both temperature and the lighting. You want to stop reading your phone or a tablet or anything that emits a blue light or electronic light an hour before, because that stimulates the brain, and we want the brain to start producing melatonin. So we want to calm that down and allow the retina and the eyes to relax and trigger that melatonin release from the pineal gland. And then some other tips for sleep. I like to listen to either YouTube music or a podcast, or you could just put on your favorite kind of show, something that's going to allow you to relax and to be rested. So that's very important, getting kind of relaxed and peaceful before you fall asleep. Couple other tips. Avoid any stimulants like caffeine before bed. And some people are more sensitive to caffeine. So I would get to know yourself, and I wouldn't drink any caffeinated beverages after 12 noon if you're very sensitive, or after dinner if you're less sensitive, because that can keep the brain active and awake. Alcohol is another one. Alcohol is a depressant, but people fall asleep quicker after they've had some alcohol, but it does affect the brain chemistry. And there's some research saying it affects GABA production in the brain. So you don't want to drink alcohol because you'll fall asleep, but then you'll wake up and then it's hard to fall asleep again. And you'll end up feeling tired because you only had half a night's sleep. And it's because, and the research is showing that it's more that GABA production and the chemistry in the brain. So you really want to allow the brain to do its thing and not interfere with that. If you do need to take a nap, we talked about that. Sleep is cumulative, so taking naps are good. Just even lying down, closing your eyes in a quiet space can lead to you falling asleep. Or sometimes I find if I do that and I don't even fall asleep, it kind of resets the brain in a way. It's kind of, I haven't read any research on it, but if you lie down and you close your eyes and you're in a quiet space, it does for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, it does help to kind of reset your day. So it's interesting. I'd like to read some more research on that. But those are some tips I have for you guys. Good sleep did help me lose weight. I'm sure of that. It allowed me to make better decisions about my food and the food choices. I didn't have as many cravings. And so I wasn't reaching for comfort food, salty or sweet food. And so I wrote about that in my book. But just whatever you're dealing with right now, sleep's going to be important, because when your brain is well rested, you're going to make better decisions, you're going to have better energy, and your body's going to perform better for you too. So that's going to be positive and helpful. And if you just make that one change, if that's something that you've been struggling with, and you just make that one change today, better sleep, that could make a huge difference for you in this 100-day journey. We'll talk about sleep again during the 100 days. We're on day 8. And we might do a masterclass on sleep too, because I think it's so important that we could probably dig into it a little bit more and talk more about sleep. So I look forward to talking to you guys again. Please join me tomorrow, either for coffee with Dr. Cary or happy hour. I'll post when we're going to do that on the social media channels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video, and our podcast as well. If you're listening to this on Android or Apple, please subscribe to our podcast channel. You'll get all the audios of the 100-day journey. And I look forward to talking to you guys